Gil Martin here, and welcome everybody to today's episode of the Daily Packers Post, where we bring you in-depth coverage of your Green Bay Packers. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss an episode. New shows drop every day, Monday through Friday. You know, injuries are always a part of football. It's been part of the NFL since its inception. It's the nature of the game, the physicality of it. And yet there are some players who NFL teams can afford to lose to injury more than others. Today, we take a look at the 5 players that the 2025 Green Bay Packers can least afford to lose to injury. This is a combination of their talent, the depth at the position, and a few other factors. So keep that in mind. And then, obviously you take into consideration the importance of the position. Is it a premium position or a secondary position, according to most NFL scouts? Coming in at number 5, offensive tackle Zach Tom. Tom graded out for each of the last 2 years as the Packers' most consistent and best offensive lineman. He's been the starting right tackle. And, the thing about Tom, he's a little undersized for an offensive tackle in the NFL, but his technique is excellent. His handwork, his footwork, he manages to overcome that lack of bulk and size, and he is consistent. He is also, by the way, the Packers' best run-blocking offensive lineman, according to Pro Football Focus, in addition to doing a very good job of protecting the quarterback. Now, there is some depth here. You know that Jordan Morgan and Rasheed Walker will battle for the left tackle spot. So whoever doesn't win that job is likely the swing tackle. But the drop-off in performance from where Tom is to where either of those players would be definitely makes Tom one of the players who make our final 5 on this list. Coming in at number 4, edge rusher Rashawn Gary, the defensive end out of Michigan, led the Packers again last season with 7.5 sacks. He is the Packers' best pure pass rusher right now. And we know Jeff Hafley, the defensive coordinator, indicated that he really wanted to get more pressure from the front 4 rather than just having to go to blitzes and stunts and other things that make the defense a little bit more vulnerable. Well, the only way you're going to do that is if Rashawn Gary is in the lineup. He gives the Packers the most consistent pressure off the edge. Had a great, if you go into those advanced analytics, he had a great pass rush win rate, but again, needs to convert more of those into sacks. So the fact that Gary is more consistent and is the team's best pass rusher make it obvious that they need him to stay healthy. The drop-off, if he were to be absent, unless somebody like Lucas Van Ness really steps up, would be noticeable. Coming in at number 3, and again, we seem to be sticking to some of these premium positions, we have cornerback Keyshawn Nixon. Now, the departure of Jair Alexander puts Nixon even higher on this list because there just isn't a lot of depth at corner, particularly on the boundary. You've got Nixon, and then the only 2 other experienced players who could play the boundary right now, free agent addition Nate Hobbs and third-year man Carrington Valentine. So while Nixon may not have proven himself to be an elite number 1 corner, he's the closest thing the Packers have to one. And he could establish himself as a legitimate CB1 with another really strong season. But obviously, if Nixon is out, there would be a drop-off as far as the talent at corner. And then you would be relying on a guy like Kalen King, for example, with very little NFL experience to step up and start playing a bigger role in the defense. Coming in at number 2, running back Josh Jacobs, the workhorse back for the Packers, one of the top 5 running backs in the league last year. And let's face it, especially after the injury to Jordan Love, the Green Bay offense ran through Josh Jacobs. He makes tacklers miss even in a phone booth when it seems like there's no room for him to do that. He can carry the ball, get 20, 25 touches a game, and his durability does make him very, very tough to replace. And he makes the offensive line look better statistically because he does get yards when there just don't seem to be any yards to get. Yes, there's depth here with Marshawn Lloyd, Emmanuel Wilson, and Chris Brooks, but one thing all three of those guys have in common, they've never been a first-string running back who had to carry the load. And it just seems to me that if Jacobs were out of the lineup for an extended period of time, the Green Bay offense would feel that impact in a big way. And coming in at number 1 on this list, quarterback Jordan Love. This is a critical season for the Utah State alum. He was injured, but played through the injury for almost all of 2024, had a higher passer rating, barely, in 2024 than he did in 2023, but did not pick up where he left off at that elite level in the second half of the 2023 campaign. He's got a really strong arm, can make all the throws, but needs to work on his footwork and his accuracy. And Matt LaFleur wants to see Love be more of a vocal leader this season in the huddle and on the sideline. Yeah, Malik Willis is a solid backup, even one of the better backups in the league. But, there's a difference between having Jordan Love out of the lineup for a game or two like he was last year, and if he were to be out long term, as to, the passing game that the Packers have would not be the same if Jordan Love were out of the lineup. So he remains at the top of our list. Don't forget to check out our website at thepackerspost.com. We've got new articles Monday through Saturday giving you in-depth daily coverage of the Packers there. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss an episode of the Daily Packers Post. I'm Gil Martin. Have a great day, everybody. And, of course, go Pack Go.